Hello, you join me at a pretty noisy and busy Manchester-Oxford Road station, hence why I'm tucked away here at the ends of platform 2 and 3. Now, on Sunday the 14th of December 2025, the timetables changed here in the UK for our rail network, and there were some quite interesting changes. Probably the biggest is the London North Eastern Railway, the East Coast Main Line, had a major timetable change, and was basically all the trains are retimed and there's more services and a few other stuff. But what I'm more interested here in the northwest is the Avanti West Coast timetable change. Now we will talk a little bit about the controversy behind this timetable change. There are a lot of removed trains, some trains which were removed and then added back to the timetable. But what's interesting for me is that for the first time, Avanti West Coast are serving Liverpool South Parkway. They will be getting an hourly service now provided by the new Class 807 Avero trains between Liverpool Lime Street and London Euston, which we'll call at Liverpool South Parkway. This comes as 2 trains an hour now leave Liverpool Lime Street to London Euston, so a major increase in services there for Liverpool Lime Street. So today I'm here at Oxford Road, I'm getting a train in about 5 minutes to Liverpool South Parkway, then I've got about a 7-minute change onto an Avanti service to Crewe from Liverpool South Parkway, then I've got about another 5-minute change, or maybe even less, to get on to an Avanti service back to South Parkway, and then we'll debrief from there. So in this video we're going to go on those new Avanti services, which are now called at Liverpool South Parkway. Let's go. Welcome to Liverpool South Parkway. Big shout out to that Transpine service, by the way. We came into Liverpool South Parkway about 4 minutes early, and the guard, who I think her name was Debbie, shout out to you. You are a gem and a credit to the company. I need to go to platform 1 now, because in about 3 minutes or so, actually no, more than 3 minutes, about 5 minutes, thanks Transpine for being early. There it is. Not the Norwich service, the Euston service. Liverpool South Parkway hasn't had a service, an express service to Euston in, well, this might be the first time it's ever had an express service to Euston. It's quite a modern station. When I say that Liverpool South Parkway has never had a service, an express service to Euston, I'm wrong. But actually Liverpool South Parkway did get a Virgin train service when there were issues. There was a landslide at Liverpool Lime Street, which meant that all services had to terminate at Liverpool South Parkway, and they extended this platform just here. Now I'm only going to take this to Runcorn, not to Crewe, because then I would miss the service back to South Parkway. So I'm going to get this down to Runcorn, have half an hour there. That's where we can talk about the timetable, talk about why Liverpool South Parkway has had to wait so long for a service to Euston as well. There are reasons behind that, but yeah, let's jump on board in a sec. A shiny new Avanti train on a shiny new Avanti service. Hello, you join me at a rather sunny Runcorn Station. And that was a very enjoyable journey, it must be said. There's a plane overhead, EasyJet, A320. I don't know if you can, there it is. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked. Very enjoyable journey though on 807010 with the Here We Roll livery. I think it looks stunning. Some people say it's too much. I think it looks amazing. Very surreal to be boarding an Avanti train at Liverpool South Parkway. Now, first let's talk about why Liverpool South Parkway couldn't have an Avanti or high-speed service into Euston in the past. It was because the trains were just too long. The Class 390s, which was the only trains which operated the Liverpool services, were too long to fit on the platforms of Liverpool South Parkway, which are very small. I don't think the Class 390s have select door operation, which means that you can like lock the rear like 3 or 4 coaches out of use or something. So it was basically impossible to run services to Liverpool South Parkway unless they extended the platforms, which is also impossible because there's a junction at one end and there's a bridge on the other. But now that Avanti have their new Class 807s, which actually I really like them, but the 807s have select door operation, which means that they can just lock out those rear doors that don't fit on the platform, and then they can stop the trains at Liverpool South Parkway. So finally, in December 2025, now that the 807s are pretty much all of them, if not all of them, are in service, Avanti can now run a service at Liverpool South Parkway, and also Hertford has got a service, an early morning service to London, and then the peak time or late service back from Euston. So that's the first time in many decades that Hertford's received a direct express service to London. It is also worth noting, as it says on the side of these trains, Lichfield, Trent Valley and Tamworth have got a much better service now as well. There were hopes that it would be hourly. It's sort of like roughly hourly, and then there's a few gaps where it's every 2 hours, but it gets a much stronger service to Euston throughout the day now. So another pro there of the new Avanti timetable is that Lichfield and Tamworth get a much better service. That's great to see there. And that's all good and all, and that's a good part of the timetable, but there are some negatives. Now, it's been pretty infamous in the media recently, so if you do follow along with train news, you probably know that Avanti have had to remove quite a few of their services. I think there's 4 or 5. Well, there were originally 5 and now there's just 4. So originally they were removing the 0700 Manchester Piccadilly to Euston service, which is the only express service which gets to Euston in under 2 hours, an hour and 59 or something. And that service was going to still run, but not as a passenger calling service. It was a staff only service, and it was not going to be able to carry passengers because the office on Rail and Road said that it inflicted on there was some stupid excuse really for not running a service, even though it was a very busy service. And Avanti themselves and the Department for Transport both said, we don't want this to happen. This is a popular service, you know, and it looks bad when a train company removes services. I mean, that's never a good thing when you have to publish your timetable and say, oh, by the way, hi guys, we're removing a bunch of services. Sorry, not good luck. So they complained and that service was reinstated, thankfully. But there are still some services which have been removed, and I can't remember them off the top of my head, so I'm going to look them up on my phone. Now, the biggest loser of Avanti's timetable is Blackpool North, who have had 2 services cut, the 0939 Euston to Blackpool North service and the 1252 Blackpool to Euston service. So that return service has been cut. I guess you could argue that it's not summer anymore, so less people will be wanting to go to Blackpool because it's not summer. Maybe next summer it will be reinstated, but Avanti did say they did want to keep the service. It was a popular service, and of course it still serves the stations up from Euston to Preston, and they have now lost their service. It's not just like they cut it back to Preston or something. The whole service is gone, so stations between Preston and Euston, that gets less services as well. So it's not like it's just, oh, we're removing the Blackpool bit because it's not summer anymore. No, this is a proper whole train has been removed. And that's the same for the 1753 Holyhead to Euston service, which on Sundays terminates at Crewe, but that service has been cut. And the 732 Chester to Euston service, which has also been cut. So the North Wales Coast and Chester have also lost out on this timetable change, despite Avanti not wanting to cut those services. So it is a shame when that happens, but I guess the Office of Rail and Road has their theories behind why they need to do that. It's worth noting that the new service that Avanti run, if you do want to get on this service, you cannot get it from Liverpool Lime Street to Liverpool South Parkway, and you cannot get it from Liverpool South Parkway to Liverpool Lime Street. It is set down only coming from Euston, and it's pick-up only going to Euston. And I mean, maybe you can jump on, I don't know what the rules are for breaking that rule, but don't do it, I guess. Now, it is worth noting that this new service, which calls at Liverpool South Parkway, isn't an entirely new service. It sort of is and sort of isn't. Now, in the previous timetable, there was basically 1.5 trains an hour. From Liverpool to London, there was always an XX07 departure to Euston, and then there was the XX40 something to Euston, but that ran every 2 or 3 hours. It was like, sometimes there were 2 trains an hour, sometimes there weren't. It was a bit sporadic. But now, there is a full 2 trains an hour throughout the day, Monday to Saturday. But yeah, there was a much better and much more frequent service now from Liverpool to Euston, 2 trains an hour throughout the day, rather than having random gaps in service. And this has always been an aspiration of Avanti. They always said they wanted to double the frequency of the Liverpool services, and now they've finally done it. But yeah, oh, right in the sun there. But yeah, oh, that's now, there's no good place to stand as a train. But yeah, there's not too much more to say about this new service, so I'm going to get on, not this train, but an Avanti train to Liverpool South Parkway, and I'll end the video there. So I'll see you when that Avanti service gets in to Runcorn. There's an old track there, which I believe, well, I say old, and a freight-only line, which I believe serves some local freight terminals just down somewhere over there. Oh, look at those things as well. They're like banana dogs or something. I know that they're famous, but I can't remember the name of them. There's a Silver Bridge, yeah, Silver Jubilee Bridge in the background. Okay, they're actually really creepy, especially that one on the right. I mean, what is that face? Just leave it without a face. It looks kind of cute like that, but as much as the station itself is extremely boring, I mean, this is the main station building. It's quite a cool station. There's a lot to see and gets quite a lot of trains as well. It gets good service. I don't really know much about Runcorn. In classic Avanti fashion, the train is obviously running late. Nearly 10 minutes late now. I don't know why. Hopefully it gets here soon. I do like being nerdy sometimes, and this is one of those moments. An old intercity swallow on the sign for Runcorn there. These are the original intercity signs, which Virgin and now Avanti have reused, and the swallow survives. That is going to outlast privatisation, which is kind of crazy. What an iconic brand. It's a shame. Shame we don't have it today. I wonder if this is what's holding up our Avanti service to South Parkway. I wonder if it got stuck behind this, and it's obviously slower, so that's my logic about why it's been delayed. So made it to Liverpool South Parkway, back where this video, well, sort of started, I guess. This is where I boarded the first train relevant to the video. Anyway, here at Liverpool South Parkway, another decent ride on Avanti. It was very quiet. They also do very quiet. Every train I've been on today has been empty. As that 195 pulls in for Liverpool Lime Street, what have we learnt? Well, basically, the new Avanti timetable is a bit hit or miss. If you're on the Liverpool side of things, it says quite good for you, and if you're at Lichfield or Tamworth, you get new trains, more services, and new trains, I guess. The Averos are pretty new. But if you're Blackpool or Holyhead or Chester, it's a bit, well, less good, shall we say. A lot less services, service reduction, which is never a good thing. So yeah, overall, not bad. It's quite nice that Liverpool South Parkway now gets a direct service to Euston. Overall, not bad. But thank you very much for watching this video. I know this is a bit of a random one, but I wanted to come out and get on the new Avanti services. That's why I'm here. I thought, why not make a video out of it? So I hope you have enjoyed. Not the sort of usual video, not the longest of videos, but yeah, I hope you've enjoyed nonetheless. Like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on this new Avanti timetable, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
And of course, a huge thank you to all my YouTube and Patreon members, including first class members Aaron Barry, Crispin McKee and JBNEL, business owned members Andrew Bowen, Anthony James Moore, ARK, Connor Gregg, Clive's Travelling Trains, Daniel Burford, Dave CDF, J Teco, Lewis C21, NJTE, Ollie G, Real, That Transport Girl, Train Life GB, Will Ho and Zach Renfrey, as well as all my standard premium and standard class members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You can join them on this list from as little as £2.99 a month, or become a member from as little as 99p a month. Included in your membership includes access to all my videos early, as well as access to exclusive members only videos. Once again, thanks for watching this video. Do check out my Twitter, Blue Sky and Discord server in the links in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.